Well, hi Capricorns. Welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for your weekly reading. I have shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of the reading. So Capricorns, let's find out what you can expect. Ooh, the king and queen right there. Looks like there's a little bit of frustration going on between you and someone else. Ah, boy. Okay. The overall energy here is a Six of Wands. This is celebration of achievements. A lot of times in love, because of the wreath, these are wands coming up in the background. People who love you, who care about you, who are like noticing your achievements and celebrating with you. So let's find out why this card is right in the middle. Up here in your highest energy is the King of Swords, male or female. This is air energy. Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Might be heavy in your chart someplace or heavy in somebody else's chart around this reading. But most importantly, it's about the king who's holding this sword. The sword is up. The sword is in like self-defense. This is a sword of truth and clarity through conversation. So something's going on here where you're kind of feeling in self-protection mode. You're seeking some truth, or there's some truth that you need to speak of. It's putting you in self-protection mode. You're actually feeling a bit, worn out over this, either having to present a truth or finding out a truth. You're still holding on to the wand of fresh starts and new beginnings. But it's like it's become a burden to you, this needing of this truth. See, the center energy is the Six of Wands, so it has everything to do with this accomplishment here. And I think it has to do with a soulmate or a twin flame, because we have the king and the queen on each side of this Nine of Wands. Now, I think this frustration, this is what it feels more like. Frustration is between you and a soulmate, at least a soulmate. They might have air in their chart, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius someplace. They might be male or female. It doesn't have to be female because it's the queen. But I see the conversation. The sword is up. And so it's like you're having this truthful conversation about this frustration that has formed between the two of you. Now, it has something to do with the Six of Wands. I think you're seen as a couple already. If this doesn't sound like your reading, that's not your reading. If it does sound like your reading, it probably is. I just want to throw that out there. If it doesn't sound like your reading, check your moon or rising signs. I really suggest the moon signs, because the moon is your emotional side if your sun sign and isn't working for you. This could be your moon sign. So, I don't know what you're watching, but most people are watching their sun signs. So, this Nine of Wands is right under that nine. I mean, this Five of Wands or Six of Wands is right under the Nine of Wands. So there's frustration over this, it's like your connection. I think you both feel like there's something that needs to be talked about here. You and your energy, under you here, we have the Eight of Cups. So you're wondering if this is the right person for you. With this Queen of Swords, you really need to have this conversation. And you are in self-defense mode over this conversation. You might be afraid that they might walk away by having this conversation. I almost feel like there's something you would like to tell them, that there's something you need to tell them. It might be something they've already asked about or been asking about. But if not, it's going to be a back and forth conversation, and there's going to be a lot of truth involved there. And I feel like, see, this Nine of Wands is looking at the King of Swords. I feel like you're feeling most of the frustration, and I feel like you just, whatever this truth is, I think you're afraid that they might walk away. It's right next to the Six of Wands. So your guard is up. I really think you feel like they might walk away. Because, you know, for one thing, under the Queen of Swords is the Nine of Pentacles. They're very self-confident and self-assured. They're stable and secure. And they're grounded. So whatever it feels like there's something you really need to tell them about in your past, or you know, just the way you are, something there. And you feel like they're a strong enough person that they could walk away. But, you know, all these people celebrating your achievements as far as this relationship goes, it's going to kind of hinge on what is said here. Under the Eight of Cups, though, is a Hierophant. This is the card for Taurus. So Taurus might be strong in your chart or theirs or around this reading. But Taurus is about traditional values, traditional morals. You know, it feels like maybe you've been married before. But if not, this card here, the Six of Wands, that surrounds the entire reading, can be about engagement. And now we have the Hierophant, which can be about, it is about commitment and can be about marriage. So I feel like there's something that you need to get out there before a marriage actually takes place. I have the High Priestess next to the Hierophant, which is under the Six of Wands. Your intuition is telling you to do this. You're letting your intuition guide you. You're taking the chance, but you want to be honest. Because, see, these are swords of honesty and truth and clarity. I think you just know that this is something that needs to happen before this relationship moves any further down the road towards commitment. This High Priestess now is right next to the Eight of Wands, right under the Nine of Pentacles, right under their energy, because I feel like they're attached to the Queen of Swords. And so there's going to be conversation. There it is again. And I think it's going to continue or start, or, you know, there's going to be a lot of texting or phone calls going on here. I think about what it is that you really need to get out in the open. I don't see them walking away. So far, I just see that there's something that needs to come out in the open. And I think you're worried that they might walk away. Let's see what else we have here. Oh my gosh. Oh my heck. Okay. So Capricorns, up here in your highest energy is the Fool. I feel like this is part of what you want to talk about. I feel like there's a period in your life, a time in your life, where you were bouncing around with your head in the clouds. Who hasn't, you know? And just living in the moment and enjoying the sun in your face, not thinking about the future, just looking up to the sky until you found yourself at the edge of a cliff. And so the Fool energy can be really fun and carefree, throwing caution to the wind. But I feel like you found yourself at the edge of a cliff. This is part of what you need to speak about. It is right next to the Two of Wands. So you're holding on to that staff. You've got that staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. You're holding on to the staff here with the Six of Wands. You're holding the world in your hands. You're ready for a new cycle in your life, a new life cycle, but you're really not quite sure after this. So you're just standing there, and you know, because I have the High Priestess here, you know what you have to do, and that is have this clear and honest conversation. Now, it could be reverse. It could be about them instead of you. Next to the Two of Wands is the Judgment card. So, what the universe wants you to know is whatever it is, whether it's you, and I think it is you, but it could be them, that has some clarity, some truth, some honesty to bring forth before this relationship goes any further. Whatever it was that they need or you need to talk about was a spiritual lesson. And you're also wrapped up in that spiritual lesson here. But it looks like that you're going to get it. You're going to understand it. Your guardian angels and spirit guides don't give up. So let's hope you understand it, because you don't want to keep going through things over and over and over until you get it. So that's what would happen if you don't, get the lesson. The lesson, I'm feeling like the lesson is, to find the courage here to be truthful and honest and clear about what you need and the things that need to be said, so that you can move forward. Under the Fool card is the Tower. Boy, did that blow up on you. So that Fool energy did blow up on you. Something happened out of it. And I have no idea what it was. I don't know if it was love. I don't know if it could be anything here. But it blew up on you and you need to talk about it. There might have been some sort of incarceration involved. There could have been it feels very dysfunctional is what it feels before it finally fell apart. But then I have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups right next to each other. And this, this King of Cups is right under that Two of Wands, you holding that staff of new beginnings and fresh starts. I don't think you can fully hand out that cup of love until this truth comes out, until this conversation comes about. But what it looks like is you have a huge cup of love for your soulmate, your present soulmate. You're worried. You're worried about moving forward until you have this conversation, or this conversation comes out. I have the Queen of Cups right next to the King of Cups. Yeah, they're going to listen. They're going to evaluate and understand. And, that's going to answer a lot of questions. I think these two cards right here are going to answer so many questions for the other person who I feel like has been kind of asking about anyway. So it's got to come out. It's under your Judgment card, this Queen of Cups. I think this Queen of Cups is part of your judgment, is part of your spiritual lesson. Male or female. This is water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart. But it looks like there's a lot of love between you two. So, love, it can't, really conquer all, okay? But love, in order to move forward in this relationship the way you want to, there must be love. There must be. And this is the King and Queen of Cups. You can't really ask for more. And I think that you really want to hand that cup out. And so under the Tower card, it took you a while. And I'm kind of like, it's almost like telling your story, except I don't have any specifics. But it took you a while to recover. So you moved away from the rocky waters. You had lots of swords of truth and clarity from this Fool energy, what happened, what went down. And, you trudged on forward. You're pushing this boat with a pole. As you notice, this boat, there's a couple other people, so there might be someone else involved. There might be a child. There might even be a mother or father involved in this reading. But you did move forward into a much more peaceful and calm place in your life. And so where you are now and what's going to be happening is this King of Cups, which I feel is your energy in the center of this reading. male or female. Uh, Gosh, you have a lot of love for each other. You're going to hand that cup forward. You might have known each other since childhood with the Six of Cups coming up. If not, you're definitely soulmates. And that's the connection you have when you look into each other's eyes. That's that pull, that push, that connection. So, all these cups have flowers. It's a very sweet energy. And it's right next to the Two of Cups, which is another, under the Queen of Cups, which is another soulmate card. And this is two huge cups of love with lots of room for love. This is best friends, soulmates, and lovers. This is a beautiful card. And it's right next to the Six of Cups. This is how it's going to end up. Even though you're afraid to, and you're very nervous, I feel like, and but it's something you know that needs to come up. This conversation has to come up. I'm going to take out one more card. Looks like you're moving forward though, and there's a lot of love between you guys, and you know, where there's love, there's understanding. So, the Knight of Pentacles. So, Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy in the deck. So that is probably, you know, I feel like this commitment is either taking a long time or has taken a long time to come about, because the horse hardly moves. See the horse? I mean, it looks like it's standing still, right? But there is one foot in front of the other, barely. This can take lifetimes, and this may have taken lifetimes. But this pentacle's finally coming in. But this pentacle can't be presented and can't come to fruition until all this truth and clarity comes about. Okay, so it all involves trust, all this truth and clarity. And part of what's been holding this back is this Fool energy. So the Fool energy is part of your spiritual lesson. So if you want a commitment and you want to move forward, it looks like you need to have this conversation. And what I'm seeing here is there is a lot of love. There's a lot of understanding. They're taking it seriously. They're not running off. I have no cards of them running away. You have a fear that this might, or one of you might have to, but I don't see that happening whatsoever. I see understanding. I see definite soulmates, maybe twin flame relationship here. And you will be moving forward, or you have moved forward from this row right here. The Fool, the Tower, the Six of Swords. With your truth and clarity here, now you need to share it. Or they need to share it. I'm just not quite sure which one has something that they need to share. So, wow. Capricorns, this was your reading. Thank you for watching Universal Guidance.